Yeah, so today, welcome back. My name is Louis Apia, aka Nazir, creator of Tales of Nazir, and we do some. You can find me on Instagram at Tales_of_Nazir, or we do some at we do some. Yes. So today we're going to talk about marketing, and like I said, in the first video, I told you I am not your typical lecturer. Yes, I'm going to talk to you, from layman to layman. You understand? Yes, we're talking about the marketing side of animation, and this will cut across so many other fields. Yes, on the 18th of June 2014, I put out my first episode of a young boy calling God in heaven to report the sitting president at that time, for bad governance, and that fortunately shot me to fame, and that was Tales of Nazir episode 1. I recall uploading that episode at 7 a.m. On a Monday morning, 7 a.m. And what I did was that I just uploaded it on Facebook and Instagram, at 7 a.m. at that time, and I went to sleep, because at that time I didn't have a huge fan base. I didn't really care about the numbers. I was just uploading. It wasn't in me to time, like the right time to post on social media. I just posted it because it was a beautiful Monday morning, and I just assumed people would go on their phones, on Monday to watch my video. So I posted it and I went to sleep. I didn't even check social media. Like I said, I didn't have so many following, and trust me, I'm sure most of you can relate. If you don't have a lot of following on social media, you don't really check what's going on your timeline. You don't really care. No one cares. So I went to sleep, and the next time I checked my social media was the next day. I put my phone aside. I play games a lot. I love to draw a lot, and I do other stuff. So I didn't check my phone. So I went to sleep. The next day, the next morning, I woke up and I picked my phone, and the very first few seconds, this is like real talk. I thought my phone had been hacked. When I picked my phone and I checked my Facebook, I thought my phone had been hacked, or someone mistakenly logged into my account. Like a famous person mistakenly logged into my account. I had logged into a famous person's account. It was quite interesting. I had never seen so many notifications piled up like that ever before in my life. The messages, my DM, and I was wondering what's going on. I was wondering, we're in dark times, so I was wondering, has my nude photo probably gone viral or something? I was just wondering what's going on, and I went and checked my post on Facebook, and there it was, Tales of Nazir, episode 1. Within a lapse of let's say like a little bit over 24 hours, I was clocking over 70 something thousand views within a lapse of that's not small. Those small hours, I was clocking a little bit over 70,000 views, and that was very, very impressive on Facebook. Now what happens is that Facebook, of course, is a business. They want you to pay so they can show your content to like a wider audience. So if you post, the Facebook, without paying or boosting your post, Facebook now shares it to, let's say, about 30% less than the previous audience they would have shown it to. So I wasn't expecting to get all these views on Tales of Nazir. I was doing it for my fan base. I think I had a fan base of about 60 followers, and I was so proud. I have a fan base like 60 followers. They are so proud. They are following me. They love what I do. And I put an animation out, and already I'm clocking almost 80,000 views now. What I'm trying to say is that I didn't know that there were perfect times to post on social media. What people do is that we're artists. We move with our emotions and feelings. You create something and you're so eager to put it out there, so you spend hours or days or months to create something. You put on social media, and you don't get the sort of engagement you envisaged, creating whatever you created to post out there. So for instance, it depends. It varies. It varies from quarterly. It varies quarterly. With Facebook, for instance, at first, let's say 2 years ago, it would be very advisable to post on Facebook on a Monday morning. On a Monday morning from 7:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Any time after that would receive less engagement, as compared to like posting at the right time. That is, let's say 7:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. And it was a fluke. I did the right thing, and not knowing I was doing the right thing. I actually did the right thing. I posted within those times, and it worked for me. But after a few months, it changed. The analytics based on YouTube and Facebook, it keeps changing, and I don't know why, but it keeps changing. So you always need to update yourself on the pecs or the right time to post on whichever social media platform that you're posting. Instagram, for instance, if you have a business page, Instagram gives you an option to check your analytics. It gives you a detailed information on your audience reaction, and when they are online most of the time and when they are not online. So imagine most of your audience are asleep. Someone is dreaming in paradise and you're also there posting on Instagram. They won't see it. And by the time they wake up in the morning, it will be another post. For Instagram will be showing them another post and not your post. So you feel people don't admire your work, or people don't appreciate your work, but it's actually it might be your doing. You're not posting at the right time. You need to also learn how to post at the right time. You go on YouTube and you see very good videos but receiving less views, and you wonder what's going on. You can break that chain though with YouTube if you amass quite a number of subscribers. For me, for instance, I can post anytime I want because I have over 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. So I can post, as I'm sitting here right now, I can post a video on YouTube and get thousands of views anytime I want, because I've been able to accumulate all these subscribers, over the years. But I'm talking to you as a beginner. You should know how to post at the right time. So all that, you can go and check right time to post on social media. It will give you the analytics for Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, Facebook, and what have you, and YouTube. So another thing too that most corporate bodies do or companies do is that because they don't have time to be checking, the right time, because it keeps changing. You may think that maybe 2 years ago posting at 9:30 a.m. would do the trick or do the magic. Fast forward into, like, let's say 2 years after, it doesn't work like that anymore. So usually these huge corporate bodies, they don't have the time to be tracking the right time to post on social media. So what they do is that you post on social media and then you boost it. Like that's how come we have the sponsored ad. Yes. For me, I've boosted a few posts, but not necessarily about Tales of Nazir, or not necessarily about my animation. It was probably about a product I was selling, and I was boosting, to showcase those products to a wider audience or a different set of audience that I didn't have before. So you can also have the sponsored ad. If you're starting and then you're not really sure or certain of the right time to post, you can start with a sponsored ad. I think it goes as low as $5 a day or so, I'm sure. Yes. But it's best to be able to have organic likes, organic views, organic followers. It's best because with that you're building or you're growing a real genuine fan base, people who actually exist. I can go on social media, and based on your sponsored ad, I will see your posts, but I may not be a fan of the type of post you're posting, but I will watch it, and then YouTube or Instagram will record my view as a view, and you see it. You see so many views, and yeah, I had so many views, but it's because it was more or less forced, for people to view. But if you're growing organic viewers or fans, these people willingly watched your video or went on your page, clicked on your video and watched it. So it's way better to have or grow organic followers and likes, and that's what I did. I posted at the right time, and then I had all these views. So that's the social media marketing bit. Also, you should know what you're posting. for this animation field, people just look at me and they also want to be the next Nazir, like they want to be the next Nazir, or be the next Nazir, forgetting their originality. You need to be original. I didn't wake up in the morning and decided that I want to be the next Zingaro or someone like that. I wanted to create my own thing, and I created it based on my content, observing Ghanaians and what they like, and I put it out there, and then it was well received. So it varies. Your creativity should be outside the box. It could be anything at all. As an animator, as a creative person, create, and don't create trying to be the next someone. Create, be original, and then put it out there and be consistent with social media, because you are not the only content provider. There are so many content providers, and there's competition. There's serious competition. When I started, there were just a few animation skits online. I think Nazir came out around the same time Calibos also came out, and Nazir was different. Why was Nazir different? Because I wasn't the only one doing animation. Nazir was different because it was a cartoon character, drawn very well, looking like the Boondocks, and it was talking about matters you could relate to, speaking pidgin, speaking tree, talking about matters you could relate to, it was original, and it didn't have a cliche name like Kofi or Kwame. No offense to any Kofi or Kwame watching this though, but it didn't have a cliche name. It had Nazir. It's a name that you would want to ask me, why Nazir? What's the meaning of Nazir? So then again, I'm hitting on originality. So I was original. I created Tales of Nazir, and I put it out there, and it worked. So social media has really helped me, and I think that's even the reason why I'm sitting here today talking about my project. So you should know the right time to post on social media, and the use of hashtags, the right hashtags. You can also check on Google. There are so many websites that can give you trending hashtags, or the hashtags that has millions and millions of posts. For example, I know for sure that on Instagram there are certain hashtags that work a lot. For instance, hashtag love. Love is very powerful. Love is everywhere. If you check the hashtag love has over 1 billion posts, with the hashtag love. Hashtag happy, it has over 1 billion posts, of hashtag happy. If let's say you go and post, your name is Kwame Cartel, and it's just your neighborhood people who know you as Kwame Cartel, and you go and post and you use hashtag Kwame Cartel for your first post, I'm sure you'll be the only one to see that post, because no one knows the hashtag Kwame Cartel. You understand? You need to back it with a hashtag that's already trending, and that's what people do on Twitter. So just be original, and then see, as in Japan we say, I know what time it is. You need to know what time it is on social media, because it keeps changing. And if you're on social media and you run a business page, you should pay more attention to your analytics, because Instagram is giving you the reaction for your real audience. So if Instagram is telling you that the peg of your audience reaction is ranges from, let's say, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. you need to follow that. So anytime you're posting, make sure it's within those times, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. If you're posting anything like anything after those hours, you don't expect to get the engagement you would get if you posted at 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. So pay attention to the analytics as well. And for YouTube, there's something we call monetization. Yes. For me, I make money from YouTube. In fact, I make a lot of money from YouTube based on my content. So YouTube pays me for the views I get on YouTube. Yeah, but you need to be original. You can't post your video and go and use a Chris Brown soundtrack, under your video and expect YouTube to pay you. They will pay all right, but they will pay Chris Brown, because Chris Brown's YouTube channel management would automatically report your video, and your video will still be monetized, but all the funds will be going to Chris Brown. I don't think you would want that. So YouTube also pays, like YouTube monetization, it pays a lot, but you need to be very original. And I think in order to qualify for your YouTube channel to be monetized, I think you'd have to be you have to have about 10,000 YouTube subscribers for you to qualify. I think if you have less than that, you don't qualify. Yes, so you also need to put that in mind, and you need to, in order to amass that number of subscribers, like I said, you have to be original and consistent. Consistent doesn't mean posting today and posting the next video in the next 5 months. You understand? Maybe after that, maybe it will just be you and your whole family watching it, not the whole Ghana, not the whole world. So you need to be consistent. Also about YouTube monetization, I've had several cases where other YouTube channels reported my channel. So what I do is I try to create my own soundtracks. I don't use any soundtrack. And if I'm featuring a celebrity, I'm sure most of you have watched most of my episodes. If I'm featuring a celebrity, I don't use sound files or sound files from those celebrities without their consent. I actually get them to do the recording. They come to my studio, they do the recording, and I use the recording for my video. So in future, you don't face any copyright issues. Yes. We also have something called Facebook monetization, which has not been introduced in Africa yet. But in the Western world, it works. I mean, you can also be paid from your content you post on Facebook as well. And I think YouTube also has a feature where you can also be paid for your stories or your live stories, or your live videos as well. But it hasn't been introduced in this part of the world yet, here in Ghana. Yes. So that's a little bit of monetization. So the animation business is very lucrative. You can make a lot of money from animation. I won't sit here and talk about something I have no idea of. I make a lot of money from animation. Yes, it doesn't mean you should come and DM me in future, no. But yes, I make a lot of animation from money from animation. YouTube is one of my revenue generators. YouTube can pay as much as $1,000 to $2,000 a month, depending on your consistency, and usually depending on the length of content you post on YouTube. I've made lots of money from YouTube. I can, and from the other, from the other side too. Like I said, animation is very lucrative. I make a lot of money with commission jobs as well. I mean, I remember picking up a check for a commission job I did for a company, and that check was enough to buy me a car. So I'm just telling you that it's very, very lucrative depending on your originality, the quality of work that you put out there. Yes. If you're not consistent, YouTube will pay you all right, but you'd end up getting lower figures. Yes. For now, on my YouTube, I'm very consistent. For some time, I wasn't consistent because I was working on my movie, Book of Eden. But for now, I'm very consistent. I mean, it's not as if I'm being consistent only for the passion. I mean, they're paying, so I also have to be consistent. I need to be consistent. Yes. So basically, that's it. I hope Facebook introduces the Facebook monetization in this part of the world, because I can't wait for it. I also have, as you know, I also have a lot of content on Facebook that qualifies, to be monetized. Yes, but yeah, YouTube, people make a lot of money from YouTube, and that's why when you're watching YouTube videos, the content creators keep stressing on subscribe, because YouTube pays them a lot of money. Yeah. So today, I sit here, I'm so proud sitting here. I'd like to encourage anyone watching me right now, all the young creatives watching me right now. Look, it has not been easy, and I'm sure you've heard that, fold over. It has not been easy. Everyone keeps saying it has not been easy. It's now cliche to your ears. I'm not here to talk about what you'll be hearing all the time. I'm actually going to give you the real talk, Yes. When I started, I was fortunate enough to come. I come from a very good family, landed home, and they have been supportive from Adam. I've met so many other artists who told me that their parents or their dad were not in support of their craft, going into the creative side, and you need to go to school and be a lawyer and blah 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 blah. Well, guess what? I also gone to school. I mean, I also hold my degree, but in animation. You understand? So some of the challenges differ. I didn't have the challenge of trying to convince my family that I wanted to become an animator. From the family I come from, even if I didn't end up being an animator and I ended up sitting at the bank somewhere, I'm sure they'll probably flog me with a cane or something, because they were in support 100% of my passion. But some people have different challenges. When I started my craft with Louis Cage graphic arts, it was at first Louis Cage graphic arts, and I was doing designs. I was doing for Yvonne Nelson and a whole lot. Travel to Nigeria, do it for other actors and actresses and a whole lot. I mean, I was known in the movie industry till I created Tales of Nazir, and today I'm sitting here talking about Tales of Nazir or animation. When I started, it wasn't easy. There were existing animators or Ghanaian animators trying to break through and hit the limelight in Ghana, and they had been doing that for years, and they still couldn't. And I came from nowhere, and I did Nazir, and everyone was talking about me now. So sometimes I'd receive threats through my assistants. Louis, today I went to class. Nafti, I went to class, and then my lecturer was talking about you, that you are here, you won't last, and you are trending today, tomorrow you'll be forgotten. And my other friend said that they won't talk to me again because I'm now working with Louis, and a whole lot. So I was like, wow. I mean, I started this thing in my room. No one knew me. I'm out now, and I'm already getting all these. It's like a movie, I'm already getting all these steps from so many people who are also trying to hit the limelight. What I'm trying to say is that I followed my passion. From day one, I followed my passion. I don't care about what people say about me. I followed my passion. You understand? Because if, let's say, someone was a faint-hearted person, the person would probably had given up. But I didn't stop. I kept going. For you, the young one, I'm sure someone can't even afford a drawing tablet. Someone can't even afford a smartphone, to be engaged on social media and know what's going on and all that. But I'm saying, do what you can with the little that you have. Yes, I'm not going to sit here and then sound like what so many people sound like. It's not easy. You have to struggle hard. That you yourself, it's not easy. So you need to just push through and then stay focused. Be original with your craft. Define yourself. Don't try and be the next Louis Appiah or next Nazir. If your name is Kwame, or your name is Kofi, or your name is Ama, be the next Ama, or be the first Ama. Not even the next Ama, be the first Ama, be the first Kwame, be the first Kofi. Just be original and stay true to your course. It will take you to places you haven't imagined. I'm sure you're probably imagining you on this stage or you on this level doing big things, but trust me, I'm telling you out of experience, if you stay true to your course, you end up at a place you haven't even imagined yet. You understand? So keep safe, stay productive, stay creative, and like I said, you can find me on Instagram at tails_of_Nazir. My name is Louis Appiah, and I rep Louis Cage Studios, and I'm so glad to be sitting here talking to you today. I hope you learned a thing or two from all the gibberish I was talking about. Yeah, peace.